Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Diablo 3. And last time we made our way all the way to... where did we get anyway? Ah yes, we got beyond the gate. The gate from the Ariat crater to... what was it, the abyss? Yeah, the edge of the
You've killed
abyss.
one of my playthings.
And we'll get to
Now,
relive this
you
dialogue
have
for
my
some reason.
undivided attention.
Do we now?
Another demon. She will die like the rest of them.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to level 30, which is good for us. We'll be able to learn another... avoid that. These are little traps. If you walk into them, you can get hit. And these guys here will shoot out fire, which of course does damage. Sometimes. You can also use it to attack enemies. Yeah, one of those. Those are always traps. And we got some of these guys to deal
Do you
with.
see that enemy over there? Let us cleanse it from this land.
Anyway, there's a bunch of new enemies in this area. None of them are particularly useful. You'll find a lot of these guys laying around everywhere. And there's usually this situation here where we have a bunch of demon summoners all at once. I don't know why. It's not like we get any piece of dialogue or anything for finishing them off, but it's there, I guess. Now, oops, missed a book. But when you're going the right way, once you've gotten down to this area, this dialogue will pop up. That's how you know you're going the right way.
Sin, but your time is done. You will find only death in my realm.
And on top of that, those worms that I just killed, they'll pop up and they'll stun you, so beware of that. Let's kill this guy here. Put you in there for defense. Sometimes there's a shrine down here. Not in this case. But yeah, I happen to go beeline right to the way because the exit's right up here. But basically, in order to find the right way, you need to find a path that goes up about this distance and is isolated from, well, doesn't have to be isolated, but if you find one of these paths, you're probably going the right way. A lot of the time it's in the top right corner the way it is here, so I would try there first, or at least that's how it seems to work out for me. More often than not, that's where the exit will be, and we enter the Tower of the Damned. Now, if you're trying to kill everything and level up, which would be beneficial, you'll want to go left. However, if you go right, as you can see, there's the exit down there. If you go right, it's actually substantially faster if you're just trying to run through. Say if you're, trying to rush somebody or something like that. These guys can teleport right up here. So I guess you can watch out for them. And enemies will climb up the side in this area as well. And, hey! And they start using new spells here as well. I don't think we've seen this spell yet. Wallers, or whatever you want to call them. Kill those guys. Yeah, so the exit's in the middle in this area, so we're going to want to keep going until we can go around the long circle to get there. Like I said, if we wanted to, this path will lead right in there, and it will be faster.
These poor things live in eternal torment.
What things? Those can sometimes spawn enemies such as these guys, the tormented stickers or whatever they are. If you get, I think it's 4 of them or 3 of them killed by fire at the exact same time, it will get you an achievement. I still haven't gotten this one. I had a hard time making it work for me, but I guess you can try it if you want. It's one of the few that I'm not going to bother going after. Pretty much all the ones I've already got are the ones I'm going to get at this point. I don't think there's much reason in trying to find any more. Pretty much run my course on this game. There's not a lot left that I feel interested in doing. It's one of the reasons why I decided to make the series, I knew a reasonable amount about the game. I wasn't particularly interested in playing it just for the sake of playing it anymore. So at least I might as well show somebody else what I've learned before I, hang up my boots, so to speak. Yeah, but as you can see, it's a much shorter track going that way.
Me now.
And here we are, level 30, which allows us to do a couple of things. One, I can finally put on a new belt. I haven't changed belts since level 5. And this has a chance to freeze on hit, which is beneficial in a number of ways. The other one is, as you see here, we have a new skill slot, which is a passive. Your passives become available at level 10, 20, and 30. And since there's nothing particularly useful, I'd really like to wait for paralysis, which works really well with my shock pulse skill, as it adds a chance for stun, which is very useful, especially when you're using shock pulse and you have 3 bolts hitting right off the bat, and then everything explodes doing more lightning damage, which when the enemies die, which also gives a chance to stun as well. So it's very, very useful in that sense, especially for taking out mass units, just like it always has. However, now if we take a look at my armor, I have the Chilling Aura rune equipped, which allows enemies who are near me within a small radius to be chilled and have their movement slowed. I haven't really been using any of my buffs because it hasn't been necessary, but if I do, and I have Cold-Blooded on, I do an extra 20% damage, which is better than nothing. So let's see. There we go. Maybe I'll start remembering to use my buffs now. Of course, diamond skin at this point is
You're an
pointless.
extraordinary one, aren't you?
You can see the aura around me. And I'll do 20% more damage to these enemies now. Let's kill that because I feel like it. Nah. Got nothing. Ooh, found a rare ring. Nice. Normally if you find a rare ring, I'm not sure if your chances of it being, especially at low level, your chances of it being good may not be higher, but if it is good, it'll probably be worth a lot more than, say, another rare item that is you get at low level. For some reason, rings seem to sell quite well, so that's something to be aware of, I guess. And let's pick up some more junk around here. The path up here comes around the same way, so you could have taken either path. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't make a lot of difference at this point. I'm interested to see what that ring is. Alright, I'll stop and identify it. Let's see. Yay! It's garbage. Oh well. I tried.
Do you see that massive demon just off of our path? It is
This
one
one.
of the Blade, an unwilling servant of Azmodan. Others torture it by ripping its skin off in large sheaths. They use it to build their terrible structures.
That is probably the creepiest thing in this game. Just, that is frightening to look at. I'm sorry, but that is just way out there weird. Oddly enough, a game about devils and demons, and the strangest thing is the one you can't fight. Go figure. Now we reach the heart of the damned. This is a relatively long area, not this particular screen.
Suffering you're enduring. You must be dying to meet me.
Shut up. Yeah, she taunts you throughout the entire act. As soon as you hit the Ariat crater, she starts to torment you, and she never shuts up. Which is kind of unfortunate. The right way is never the right way. It's always left here. So you know. But yeah, like this area, when we began here, we began in the Ariat crater, level 1, I believe it was. Would you shut up while I'm trying to talk, please? You're not helping.
Are you enjoying their company?
No. Yeah, the succubuses, or the succubi, are the ones she's referring to, if you were wondering. And they're all over the place in here. But yeah, there's numerous areas, like we were in the Tower of the Damned, and there's 2 stages of that, and there's 2 stages of another type of area. Plus there's the Heart of the Damned.
Their eternal anguish.
Shut up! And here,
You are so eager. I suppose I should
we get to fight her, but we can
myself.
only take up to half
I
of her
am
life
Sibir,
off at this point.
Maiden of Lust, consort of Azmodan.
Consort. I don't think you're using that word properly. There is a better word to use. You can only deal half damage, and then eventually she'll disappear. Thank you. And she'll
How
summon 3
invigorating.
succubi. 1, 2,
Play with
3.
my daughters. I do not wish to tire you out.
So yeah, once you kill them, the barrier around the sin heart there disappears, and you can take
feel
that
the
down.
blood hemorrhaging from the sin heart. Oh, you will pay for this.
Will I now? What are you going to do? It seems like your job involves certain services to Lord Azmodan. I don't think you're going to be all that much of a challenge when I finally meet you face to face. If your sisters, as you refer to them, at least I believe that's how she refers to them, the succubi are anything to go by,
Close now.
I'm not too afraid of you.
So close.
Yeah, now we have Ariat Crater level 2. As you can see, there are a lot of individual maps, and they're all relatively long, and it takes a good amount of time to get through the whole thing. It's a time-consuming grind to get through here. This is also a great area to start at Ariat Crater, where I started this episode, and then just keep running through all the way to the end of the act if you want to run through and level up. It's probably one of the better options to do. There's a lot of enemies to kill along the way, and you get a pretty good amount of experience. Now we've got some more champions up here. Let's avoid getting hit by the trap there. Traps are no fun. Now, a lot of the time you'll encounter this sequence up here. At least I believe the sequence up here. Yeah. It's pretty much like this. There will be a situation where in any of these Ariat Crater levels where the area looks like this, wow, that's a lot of snake worm dudes, you'll have an option to go left, or you can go up right to a small area. And then if you run over, up this way, you won't even reveal this part on the map. You won't even know that it's there. Almost every time that you can go up here, it's the right way. It's not, foolproof.
How does that feel?
But the majority of the time. And of course, I said it, which means it's not going to happen in this one. Now, if you go up here, there's two options. If it doesn't initiate that other sequence that I was telling you about where you see a vision of Azmodan, either this one will lead into another one and go down around here, or the right way is from down here. It's very, very rarely through here, if at all. Now, I expect this will be a dead end, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is a dead end, so I'm going to try going down to the bottom. I think that'll be more likely the right way to go. It's unfortunate when it comes to this area. A lot of the time, the right way to go involves a crap ton of backtracking, especially if you miss it on the first go-around, which will happen a lot regardless of how many times you play this, unless you have eidetic memory and you remember every single layout.
If only they could see me now.
Yeah, so this will be a long path
Azmodan
down
must
this
be
way.
getting worried. He sends his strongest servants against us.
Ooh, protection shrine. He sends his strongest servants, huh? They're not much more challenging than any of the other ones he's sent. And so this will probably be the right way up here. Though if you go down, there's just a small little area down there with some enemies, if you feel the need to go fight them.
Think you know pain, Nephilim? You think you know anguish? Soon my concubine will show you their true meaning.
Okay, sure. I'm still going to slaughter whoever you send my way. Yeah, the succubi have these balls of fire, whatever, and they will home in on you, so they're not too fast. You can usually outrun them without too much of a problem. And now we are at the Tower of the Cursed. And level 1, so there are, 2 more areas we need to go through before we can find Saidia, or whatever her name is. And as you can see, that's where we're supposed to go. Okay, sneak in, grab that, get out. And yeah, just keep bowling through these guys repeatedly. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot to this area in terms of interesting concepts or something like that, but it just takes a long time, and you'll be doing it a lot if you intend on leveling up. And, the way I've been going, I have all of the gear that gives me additional experience. Oops, my killed that line of dialogue. Ah, well, it wasn't that important. Sorry. Yeah, but the, you know, you won't be nearly as high a level as I am because, you know, you won't have all this boosted experience. So you'll probably have to stop at some point in Act 2 and do some leveling, and then some time again here in Act 3. And I suggest using this area here that you're in, unless you have help. If you have help and you're playing this with your friends and all that jazz, then you might, you know, be able to get through there just fine because you'll have help. But you may not. You know, you may have someone rush you through if you want. It's, you know, entirely depends on who you know that happens to play the game. If you're just playing on your own for, you know, story purposes, or just to say that you know, got a level 60 character or something like that.
Now.
Yeah,
I can
over here there's
almost
usually
feel your
a
breath on my
shrine
skin.
or a healing well.
The anticipation is exquisite.
I don't think she works very well as a succubus. I really don't. I don't find her all that, you know, interesting as a character. But maybe that's just me. I'm not into, well, I shouldn't say that. I'll spoil what exactly, or who exactly she is. We already know that she's a demon, and we can kind of get a glimpse of what she looks like by her portrait, but that's not enough. Yeah, I should have done this already. Anyway, we finally have our attack speed aura, so let's use that. Give me a little more attack speed, and if you click details here, you'll notice, you know, damage increase, or not damage, attacks per second. It's very slow right now because I'm using the spear, but once I hit level 33 and I can equip, you know, my slave bonds and my dagger, then I'll do some more damage for one, and I'll attack quite a bit faster. Would you stop attacking me while I'm trying to talk, please? Thank you. Let's summon one of you guys to slaughter them in my place. And let's just waste a bunch of these guys before they can even get close enough to me. As you can see, the exit is down here. And this area usually has pretty much the same layout. You can usually see if there's going to be a champion pack down here ahead of time, because you can see it from the top when we're up here. But there's usually one around here, regardless of whether you can see it from there or not. And a misclick. Now we arrive at the heart of the Cursed. This is a boss floor. Nothing but a boss floor. We just need to head through here. I've got lots of crap gear. That's got intelligence on there. Let's give that to her. Yeah, these are a focus. This is a higher exclusive idea. It's another amulet, basically. And I don't have an amulet to give you, or no idea it's got a socket. It's nothing on it. Life regeneration. That's pointless. Yeah, your gear is garbage, honey. You do less than 20 damage. You're just there to give me my aura. That's about it.
Oh yes, I've been looking forward to this.
I'm sorry, I'm not into spider women. Spider-Man, for different reasons, but not particularly interested in spider women. Then again, someone in a Spider-Man costume that was female, that is appealing. And of course they did that in the comics. Though she doesn't get a lot of light when it comes to the series. Any of the series that we've seen. Anyway, yeah, she shoots out this stuff to, you know, slow you down. She shoots out these guys. She disappears. She's very much like the Spider Queen from Act 1. You know, they'll spawn a bunch of these guys, and they'll die. And if you wait long enough, you know, she'll summon a bunch of them before she comes back.
You will beg for mercy, and I will enjoy playing with your corpse.
Yeah, if you let her survive long enough and do little bits of damage to her, you get new lines of dialogue from her. But she's not particularly interesting. At this point, we can kill the second Sin Heart, and you can walk up this direction, but it's actually faster to use a TP. Use a teleport, or, you know, town portal, and then take the waypoint, because as soon as you kill her, it activates the waypoint, and you won't have to walk all the way down here. You'll just, you know, go to town, take the waypoint, and you will arrive right here.
Azmodan's evil thrives and festers, but not for long.
Okay, let's see. Do I go through all of the... Well, there's only one more area until I get to the end of this act anyway. We'll save the story time for next time. Let's just take out Azmodan and be done with this already. Azmodan will not live long. And more teleporting guys. And these demonic vessels, I don't know, they seem to drop more gold than they do anything else. As opposed to like the piles of bones or something like that.
After everything we have been through together, we are nearly done. Azmodan will die by our hands.
Well, my hands, not your hands.
I can't pick up anything else.
He'll die by a mouse click. And I'll be right back. Alright, there we are, we're back. You know, you don't really need to pick up all this stuff at this point. You know, I recommended it, and the reason I'm doing it so much in the walkthrough is because I want to be able to show you how much money you can gain by doing it, especially if you're just starting off. You know, at higher levels, when you have, say, as much money as I have, you know, it's not particularly beneficial to pick stuff up in normal anymore. You know, you're going to look, well, not, you know, weak items for the purpose of salvaging anyway. There are certain items you can find in normal that will sell for quite a lot of money still. But, you know, not a super large amount. Yeah, so pretty much this screen here is always organized the same way. It's always got the same layout. It's a straight shot right to the end. And here we arrive at the heart of sin. The final confrontation with Azmodan. And I'm gonna level from this. Nice. I could use the levels. I'd like to be able to show off paralysis.
Nephilim fool, when the soul stone is embedded in my flesh, the seven shall be as one within me. I will be the sum of all hells, the prime evil.
Now, the importance of this idea of one singular prime evil is because even before, when Diablo, Baal, and Mephisto were, because he's got this powerful attack which you want to outrun because it does a lot of damage, but you know, there's usually 3 of them. He drops stuff on the floor. Ow! He'll drop this stuff, which does a reasonable amount of damage. If you deal a little bit of damage to him, let's do some damage to him. Oh, he died already? Aw, that wasn't any fun. He's got some other attacks. He will make the floor go black, and it will start to damage you just to stand on the floor. Once that happens, you'll want to kind of run away and, you know, heal with your potions if you're, you know, underleveled, and, you know, wait until, like, it's hard to explain. Really wish I could have shown it off. I did not want to use that spell. Oh well. Here we are.
Quickly now, Leah. Trap Azmodan's essence within the Soul Stone.
Yeah, like I was saying, you know, 3 prime evils. Before all of, not all of evil, but most of evil.
I never dared dream. All evil lies trapped within that stone. Once it is destroyed, the eternal conflict will finally end.
Destroying the stone is no simple matter. There are rituals to consider. We must return to the keep and make our final preparations.
So yeah,
I become more powerful.
There we go. There's my level. That's what I was waiting for. Now we just basically have to go back to town. You know, the idea of having a singular prime evil in Azmodan just means that, you know, all of the power of all of the other evils, such as, you know, Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo, which, you know, were the 3 prime evils. There was multiple prime evils. They weren't contained in one form. They were contained in 3 forms. Now, if Azmodan becomes, or if he was to become, the prime evil, he would contain all evil, and he would be, you know, basically, he already is a god, but more than a god. Anyway, yeah, let's talk to him.
Incredible victory. I knew Azmodan could never stand up to the likes of you.
Where are Adria, Leah, and Tyrael?
They are all in the armory, no doubt celebrating. You should join them.
We should join them, but it's not just, you know, a short sequence at this point, so I want to call it quits for today, and next time we will go and celebrate our victory and I guess go through the end of the game, which of course is going to take longer than, you know, the few minutes I have left. Little minor note, you know, I know my videos on Diablo here have been a lot longer than my usual fare. I've been trying to keep my videos, for the most part, between 18 and 22 minutes, and I did a reasonably good job of that through Illusion of Gaia. But, I don't know, with Diablo 3, it's a lot more difficult to end at, you know, random intervals, because I can't just make a save state and then continue from that exact point the next time. I have to actually quit the game, and then I have to go and find where I was. So I like to end either at a waypoint or after I've beaten a boss where I can naturally go back to town. But yeah, that's all for this episode of Let's Play Diablo 3. I remember which game I was playing this time. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next time.